Good luck, Jerry.
Good luck. Yeah.
Good luck, Jerry.
Jeudy. Yeah.
So,
Go, Jerry. Jeudy. Yeah,
all right,
that's what they
Steve.
say.
Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it.
And I mean, there's a lot of things I was expecting to talk to you about, like immediately upon you arriving here. Like, man, this is cool. This place is really cool. I was going to talk to you about how awesome the views are. We will have to put those conversations on hold because these Utah folks were saying, "Good luck, Jerry, Jeudy."
Yeah. That was nice.
I think that's, a couple of them said that's not what they were saying. They were saying something else that sounded like that.
What?
But that is the topic of conversation, I guess, for them whenever they see you, because everybody knows you, Steve. You're an incredibly tough dude. You're a guy who's very passionate.
What?
You're very loyal.
What?
You love the game.
What?
You work your ass off.
What?
You're a legend in the NFL and in college. Like, you're a guy that whenever a situation like that pops up, it obviously becomes massive news, not only because we all believe that you could probably win the fight against them, but also because there's a chance that that could happen. The Jerry Jeudy situation, where are you on it now? And when it was happening, were you confused by it all?
Well, look, I appreciate the opportunity. This will be the first and only time I really address it, so I appreciate you giving me that opportunity.
Thank you. That's because you're guys.
And then one of the things, man, is, a lot of people don't realize, I grew up in L.A.
Okay.
But I got my opportunity because of some strangers donated some money at the University of Utah. And the University of Utah decided that I was good enough that I got the opportunity to get an education and play college football. And then obviously going on to play professional football. So for me, the University of Utah, whether you believe this is a good school or not, this is the school that gave me my opportunity. So that's who I am through and through. So I'm always going to respect and honor my school. I ride and die with my school.
And they're always going to have your back, too, from what it sounded like as soon as you got
so
it.
I appreciate that, and I love the fact that game day, you guys are here, man. It's just amazing. But as far as the Jerry Jeudy thing, this is what happened. A couple of months ago, prior to, all of us now athletes have a podcast, and so I was doing my podcast, and
it's a good one, by the way.
Appreciate that, and I love breaking down wide receivers, and so I had discussed a lot of wide receivers, and Jerry Jeudy was one of those guys. And what I said and how I said it wasn't the best way how to say it.
Okay.
Right? And so because of that, I really didn't pay it any attention because it had kind of come and gone. And then when it kind of led up to this year, I had heard some things that it just didn't sit well with him. And so I'm okay with it. My foundation, we do a fantastic job in Charlotte. We have a 12,000 square foot mental health facility. So I do counseling, right?
Nice.
And so, and the reason I do counseling is the stuff I dealt with when I was a young man growing up. Man, it has informed me to behave and respond in ways that sometimes is not great. Okay? and you can go Google that and do whatever you want with it. That's fine. And so what happened is, as I did that, I was like in my counseling, it was like, man, when something's going, when there's a problem, you have to address the problem, but you got to fix it the way you addressed it. And so it was publicly. And so what I wanted to do, because I didn't want to, as people were saying, being goofy or say, I'm being goofy or I'm being fake, I'm never going to walk back what I said, because you can't. It's already said. What I wanted to do, though, because I'm an old school guy, and when I say old school, like I carry a money clip. I have in my office, I got a ton of papers. Like I'm not really a great gadget guy. Okay. And so what I like to do is, I like to look people in the eye, whether it's good or bad, to get a real sense of who they are. Even in my business world investments, I meet with people to kind of really know, to get a sense of them. And so when I approached Jerry Jeudy, I wanted to say that I apologize because it was the type of words that I used that obviously did not sit well with him. And that's more important than walking back my words, because if you could talk about a man, you got to be able to look that man in the eye and say something and give him an opportunity. And so when he responded the way he did, which I won't get into the totality and also what all was said is when he said, I was like, all right. And so I didn't handle, right? I was getting light skinned. I didn't handle it. I was very emotional when he said it. And so I came back on the air, was like, all right, cool. And so for me, this will be the last time. I want to apologize, and this is my apology, and I got to do it the same way I showed my tail publicly is I apologize for how I said it, what I said, and it didn't sit well. And that wasn't my intent. But what's done is done, and I'm sorry. And it makes me more aware that I got to use different words and not make it come across like I'm jealous or envious of the current players, because I'm not. I actually appreciate and love the current players. There's a few players that I've said things about that I've talked to personally, and they said, man, I appreciate that. Because I'm not saying I'm gonna run and hide because I'm tough. I just don't like having
drama.
I don't like having that drama.
Yeah.
And then feeling like you got to duck and hide when you're in different facilities. And so that was the whole purpose. And so it didn't go great. And so that's what it is.
That's big.
Nice. Yeah.
That's adult. That's maturity. That's maturity.
Need more of it.
I will say, there were some of us, who not only grew up but got a chance to experience a tail end while being in the league, that we're hoping we'd see old, yeah, you know what I mean?
No.
Old Steve, hey.
Akeem Talib.
Hey, you were one of our guys in the NFL. If this celebrity boxing.
Getting thrown out of the preseason game, stuff like that.
That's
That's what we're used
saying.
to.
Yeah, super.
I thought, honestly, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
you
me
got to
too.
sit with your son in the box afterwards, remember? That was awesome.
My son, who's 20, is going to be 26 now, this November. He stayed up till I think like 2 o'clock that night, waiting to see himself on sports.
I like that. That's awesome. That is awesome. It's a beautiful move, too, you did with your family. But I want to let you know what you just did for Jerry Jeudy, good for the NFL as well.
Hell yeah.
Good for the NFL. Because I'd like to let everybody know, now that we talk into a microphone every single day at the – a lot of people hear everything I say. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's like anytime I talk about anybody, it is a whole different animal because I'm like, if they get texted what I just said to them, are they going to be able to catch the tone or the context of the words that I'm saying? It's difficult for that whenever you're trying to talk about the sport that you love too, in the league that you love, not to be a little bit intense about it. But I think Jerry Jeudy will hear that, and I think he'll say, hey, all good, Steve Smith.
Yep.
You're Steve Smith Sr. Now, with that being said, he is from South Florida, so I think he's got a little bit of the same hey that you potentially had, and he's going to hope that his career ends up like yours.